Right, I guess we're live. Yeah, we are live. Hey, y'all, this is Billy from Permapastures Farm, and we're back with Bobby by popular demand, everybody's favorite preparedness guru. So we're going to talk about we're going to talk about a great many things tonight and a couple of great announcements. But before we get into any of that, y'all, right off the bat, you see this shirt I got on? Bam! Hold on, let's get in there. See that? Yeah, y'all. So I'm going to kind of announce what we got so far. Um, I think there's considerably more, but we raised so far of money that I can account for 3,100 bucks for Vets for Child Rescue. So thank you. Applause to everybody out there that donated. I want to thank you so much. It was a good cause, really, really good cause, and we'll see how many kids can get rescued from child sex trafficking and all the other woes and evil things that are going on in this world. So yeah, um, sold a lot of these shirts, and then we had two benefactors, match it dollar for dollar. But we've also had a number of people that have reached out and said, "Hey, I don't need a shirt, but man, I want to match that money." So we have a number of donors out there that are donating, I think, large sums of money um, on behalf of the campaign we're doing, but they sent it right to Veterans for Child Rescue. Now, for anybody that's wondering, the banks don't open tomorrow, so the following day we'll go ahead and get not a check, but we'll go ahead and get that money sent off to Veterans for Child Rescue. So once again, everybody, I can't thank you enough out there. By the way, if you're getting in there, if you're just now getting in, please hit that thumbs up. It tells everybody out there we're live, and yeah, we're going to be talking about some cool stuff tonight. So before we get into it, I know we got a lot more people coming in. Remember, we got bone sauce for sale. With all this rain, y'all, it looks like everybody and the great grandmother are hitting me up about comfrey right now. So we're hoping by the end of the week or even sooner than that, we'll have more comfrey root to get down to, put up on the website. We also have those rice knives, the ones we use. William retooled all the handles, and we got a limited edition. I think about like 17 of them left. And the biggest problem with a rice knife is that the handles are always jacked up. So he tore them off, redid the handles, kind of pimped them out in the whole 9 yards. So they're looking cool. So we got those on the website also. Comfrey salve. Don't forget, y'all, in this day and age, we got EMP shield down below. And we got another couple of surprises down there in that description box. Surprises of Bobby's you're going to want to know about. So, hey, thanks, everybody. Like I said, if you're just getting in, hit that thumbs up. And for those just getting in, we raised so far, this is money I can account for, 3,100 bucks so far. I want to give a shout out to Doug and Stacy for giving a very sizable donation, along with the other benefactor, and some of the money we put in as well. So there's always skin in the game for us. But yeah, 3,100 and counting. And then honestly, if the people that reached out to me, if they came through, and I suspect they have because they sent emails asking, it wouldn't shock me if we got close to well over $5,000 raised for Veterans for Child Rescue. So y'all, I'm so happy. I'm so pleased. And I want to thank everybody that bought one of these Troll Roll Call shirts. So holler if you hear me, y'all, and hit that thumbs up button. So without further ado, I want to thank everybody coming in. We got Kip. Sorry, y'all, there's a lot of people that skipped on by me. And I want to give a shout out to some special people out there, Paul and Sharon, and a number of others out there, Sylvia, Pat, Gina, Nora, Rick, the Heckler Family Homestead, everybody else, George. Oh, man, I'm sorry, bro. That thing just went on by. Pat. Yeah, there's a lot of Mark. Hey, thanks, everybody, for coming in. Hit that thumbs up. Thanks so much. Okay, with that said, y'all, we're going to one of my favorite people, good friend of mine. We got to hang out together in person at the Self-Reliance Festival. And it's a sad shame because I took a video of Bobby that we did, and it was a running joke that he and I have where it was like the gayest thing I ever said in my life. I told him his beard tickled one time when we hugged. And I said the same thing to Jack Spirko when we were on stage. Anyway, sorry about the monologue, Bobby. How you doing, brother?
I am doing good, Billy. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm happy as a puppy with two Peters, man.
You get a rainbow. You get a rainbow. Everybody gets a rainbow.
Everybody step right up. But man, I am so pleased that we probably $3,100 is what I can account for, but it might be up to $5,000 that went off the vet for child rescue, man. I couldn't be happier about that, man. I really couldn't be happier. What's up with you, man? And how was your time at the Self-Reliance Festival?
Bro, the Self-Reliance Festival with John Willis from SOE was amazing. I had so much fun. The guys and I agreed it was the absolute best show that when we were consulting for EMP Shield, it was the best show we had done. Lots of cool people. We ran into all sorts of folks out there. Different vloggers, different YouTube channels, met some really cool agorists and anarchists out there. That was pretty cool too. I wasn't expecting that, but it was amazing. Of course, our tent getting right next to your tent, that was pretty badass, and getting to hang out with you for the whole weekend. It was awesome. Yeah. It was awesome meeting William as an adult. You know, I remember the one time we met him at a Kansas City thing. He has grown into quite the young man. It was awesome to see and meet him again. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, man, it was really cool to see you and the other gang down there, all the detachment from Kansas. Hey, give a shout out to my friends. Hey, Deep South Homestead's in the house, Bobby.
Danny Wanda, how's it going?
Yeah. I was texting Miss Wanda yesterday, telling her we were heading off to a rodeo in town. And I gotta say, for the folks that don't know out there, by the way, all the new ones coming in, hit that thumbs up. I was telling Bobby before we came live here that I was at a rodeo. And I never leave, y'all. What you don't realize is that a lot of us that have this lifestyle and you love what you do. In fact, John Willis, even Danny and Wanda down in Deep South, we don't ever feel the need to go anywhere because I'm already living my dream. I do what I love. So I don't feel like I got to go on vacation. I live every day on vacation. I do what I love. But I don't know what it is, Bobby. I had to go. I don't even know why. Me and Michelle, we were going to Lowe's to go pick up some stuff. Saw this sign on the road said there's going to be a rodeo tonight. I said, you know what, man, it's right here it's in our county, man. Let's go see how many soy boys we see at a rodeo. And I was texting Miss Wanda about it, and I was like, and Michelle was like, I don't think there's going to be. And I said, no, I bet there's going to be at least one old boy show up in some chaps, probably not even have any jeans on underneath. And, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Marchie. I didn't know what to expect, but, man, I got to say, it was Candyland for me. Everybody, Ben and Denise from Renewed Homestead were out there. Everybody was armed. And when I say armed, I mean like Bobby Spagz armed, where it's out there for everybody to see. I might have been the only one carrying concealed. And it was cool to see boys and girls not on their phones. They were actually, like in the old days, you could see boys over here courting girls, and you could see the girls, playing coy and the whole 9 yards. And then over here, you see grandpa and a bunch of grandkids running around. It was the quintessential Norman Rockwell Americana, and it was a joy. It was a real joy. It was just like going down to the Self-Reliance Festival.
Oh, yeah.
All these people, you see America that you don't even know exists anymore.
Yeah, it probably doesn't exist in very many places, so you have to cherish it when you find it.
It is, man. I was choked up, and then, before it all started, it meant a lot to me that the rodeo announcer, who sounded like he ought to be working in a strip joint, the guy gets up there, hey, I want to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, before we start this rodeo, started a prayer. And I was like, man, people stood up for the national anthem. It was just Americana. And I even made a joke on Truth Social about, hey, man, this is the last bastion of it. But sorry, I didn't mean to go sideways on that. But I thought maybe a lot of people out there could probably relate to that. There's nobody taking an idiotic knee when the national anthem's playing. There's none of this garbage. I mean, I understand some disagreements about this and that, but none of that existed there, man. Everybody's colorblind. Everybody's just enjoying life. So it reminded me exactly of what I saw every time I go to one of these freedom gatherings. So you used to organize a lot of those, man. It always felt like you were at home.
Yeah, isn't it weird that we have to organize now special events just to live normally? But I mean, that's what it is. You have to, like you were mentioning about vacations. yeah, we don't take vacations. I don't go to Hawaii. I don't go to, to Paris or to whatever. I go somewhere and hang out with friends who are like me and do things. And my wife gets to hang out with other ladies and we all hang out and have a great time, but it's always freedom based or preparedness or homesteading based. That is the new vacation. That is the new break from the world that we find ourselves in. And I think that that's kind of sad in one way, but at least it proves that, we have the ability to make our own world. We have the ability to make our own future. And by God, we should be doing it.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about, brother. We got Rick coming in. Hey, y'all, if you're coming in, hit that thumbs up. Friends from Deep South, what's up? Grumpy Acres, yeah, what's up? Grumpy Acres Farm. Want to check them out. But look, we got some good.
Hey, Garen and Angie.
Yeah. We got a lot of great news coming up from Bobby. So, Bobby, we're going to get into preparedness. We're going to get into your questions, but there's also some pretty cool developments. And Bobby finally took oops, I better not get ahead of myself. What's going on with you today, brother? What do you want to cover?
I guess we should just let folks know that I am finally creating a YouTube channel. I purchased a website, Spagz Unfiltered. There's nothing on either one of them yet. But if you go to the YouTube channel and go ahead and subscribe to it, I promise that before long, I've got a list of about 35 videos that I've already created my list of what I want to do. And my goal for the channel is to make a channel where you can go to the bathroom and watch a video or go on your smoke break or whatever the case may be. I'm going to try to keep everything to a 5-minute video so they can be short, digestible. Some of them are going to be humorous. Some of them are probably going to piss you off. But at the end of the day, I'm going to do a little bit of everything. And yeah, so that's a thing now. And we're working with a lot of other big names and some other folks who are doing similar things. And we're kind of creating that community that we all mentioned while we were over there at John's place.
Well, man, that's what I'm talking about. I'm glad you finally did that. So as I understand it, your t-shirt line is listed in the description below, man. And I got to say, when you sent me that list of those t-shirts, are they all going to be available? Because I told Michelle,
yeah,
every last one of them.
They're on there now. There's a total of 5 t-shirts. If you go on Amazon and type in Spagz Unfiltered, you'll find 5. One of them is just the basic Spagz Unfiltered with the logo. One of them is an homage to my good friends Danny and Wanda from Deep South when we were I was on their podcast a while back, and they ended up titling it after one of the things I said on the show about turn off the damn TV and grow a tomato. So I turned that into a shirt. And of course, I emailed them right away. I said, look, we made this into a shirt. And they were all excited about it. And then 2 of them are my pro-capitalism, mantra, because I'm unapologetically capitalist. That's one of the shirts. And then the one that my kids and my wife despise, which is the don't be sorry, be better. Because every time they apologize, I'm like, don't be sorry, be better. And I hate when you say that. And I'm like, well, I hate when you've done the same thing for the 40th time and told me you were sorry. Be better, So those shirts are there. And the Chinese have already ripped me off. There's already another every decision in life is an economic decision t-shirt that is not part of the Spagz Unfiltered line, but somehow it shows up in the in the Amazon store. So if you see the shirt that just has letters that says every decision in life is an economic decision and it's $13.09, it's 1 penny less than our shirts, that's not my shirt. Right now the shirts are like $13.10. I think they're right at cost, so we're not even making money with them yet. We're just kind of offering them ahead of time until everything gets launched officially. But we have that going on. And then, of course, we have our fall festival coming up in September and October. It's going to be the Midwest Preparedness Project's Fall Festival. It's going to be September 28th till October 2nd. We've already got so much of it accomplished. We've got the place where we're going to do it. You can find Midwest Preparedness Project on both Facebook and on MeWe. And if it's cool, real quick, I'd like to give a shout out to 5 specific YouTube channels who are sponsoring the event. So, of course, and most of them. So Life Done Free, they're sponsoring the event. The Bug Out channel is sponsoring the event. Grumpy Acres Farm is sponsoring. Hacks for the Homesteader. And then, of course, Spagz Unfiltered will also be sponsoring the event.
Yeah, so everybody check all them out. I'll have to have William put them in the description box below. Hey, thanks a lot, Green Shingle Homestead. Thank you for kind words. Thank you so much, and thanks for checking us out and coming aboard. Hey, everybody new coming in, remember, hit that thumbs up, and we're going to get into some questions here before too long. So, Bobby, you've done a lot of these events. Now, what can folks do? I mean, is this like, can anybody show up to this event?
Yeah, it's a free event. It's at a public location. It's at Perry Lake here in Kansas. It's up in the northeast corner, just about 20 minutes northeast, 30 minutes northeast of Topeka. Anyone can show up. We're going to have classes on Friday and Saturday. One of our good friends who's come on board is her name is Christy. She's going to be doing a bunch of events for the children. We give away prizes. You can buy opportunity tickets because you can't say other words. And there's going to be classes and hopefully a really cool workshop that we're trying to get set up. And then you're going to get to meet a lot of the different YouTubers are going to be there. So like Tag and Grumpy Acres and Hacks for the Homestead, Bug Out Channel, my channel, we're all going to be there as well. And we're trying to get some more to show up as well. But yeah, and we're going to do a potluck on Saturday night. We sit around the campfire and play Conflicted, the card game, which one of their guys is sponsoring the event also with his new company. But yeah, it's kind of like a big festival, just kind of very similar to what John puts on at his place. So yeah, come on by. There's no admission. Come on in. The tickets are cheap to get the opportunity tickets, and everything else is there. It's gonna be awesome. Lots of good classes.
Yeah, it's a really cool thing. I've been there before. Are you guys going to be at the primitive area at Perry Lake?
No, it's there's that little peninsula that's on the south east side, Slough Creek, I think it's called. That's where it's going to be. If you go to the website, if you go to the MeWe or the Facebook page, there's a map on. We have a Google Earth link, so you can just follow it in and find it.
All right, cool. So, all right, Bobby, what's on your mind as far as we'll come back and hit that stuff again for the people who come in later. But what's big on your radar? What do you want to cover right off? I know we got the 4th of July coming up, and that seems a little too easy. Is there anything you want to happen that's
celebrate away with your Chinese fireworks that you're going to spend twice as much for this year because of the embargo? I mean, yeah, great. I'll admit I'm going to shoot some fireworks, but I'm not going to spend nearly what I used to on it. It's just too expensive, and with gas being as expensive as it is, and as expensive as we predictably know it's going to get by the end of summer, I'm going to have to save a little more money. But no, I want to talk about what you've been harping on lately. The whole the prepper porn, as I call it, the fear baiters and the folks who want to just get you to click on their video and watch them because, well, they're going to try to scare you with something. People need to understand that preparedness always leads to homesteading, and homesteading is a freeing thing. It frees you. It frees you from the reign of corporate food production, and it frees you from, in some ways, having to use public utilities, and it can free you from having to go to Walmart to buy a lot of your groceries. I mean, that's the message we should be promoting, is that it is freedom. It is liberty to homestead and to be a prepper. It's not about fear. It's not about shouting that the sky is falling every 5 minutes because you saw some clickbaity video or you saw some stupid clickbait headline on one of your news, on Yahoo News or whatever the hell you're reading these days. But it seems like that's what so many folks in our space are trying to do. They're trying to scare the hell out of you. And I think it ultimately comes down to ego. I think it comes down to there are so many people in this area, this arena, that want to be seen as the expert who has the inside scoop. And so the only way they can do that is by scaring the hell out of everybody, saying, well, I've got a friend who works in this, or bro, we've all got friends who work in the military. I was Army. You were Army. I worked for the House of Representatives. It's not unusual. There's nothing special to having pedigree. There's nothing special to saying, I know a guy in special forces, or I know a guy who's currently stationed in Istanbul. Yeah, you and 500, 1,000 other people. It doesn't make you special. So stop pretending you have an inside scoop. Stop trying to scare people. Let's talk about the things that actually can promote self-sufficiency, can promote liberty, and can get you away from being scared. Because quite frankly, I'm not scared. I know that things are bad. Things are really bad, but I'm not scared. I have a good family. I have a good bunch of friends. I have a great preparedness organization. And I know all of you guys. What's there to be scared about? Oh, gas is going to get to be $7 a gallon. Okay, well, we should be ready for that. Let's not scare people with that.
Yeah, Bobby, I couldn't agree more. But it's not that people are telling others that there's a problem. The thing that gets me is the clickbait aspect of it, because
Mhm.
there's people out there that have been telling you for years, hey, and you've been one of them. You've been one of them, and so have I to some extent. Deep South is also. There's a number of others, but the thing that really really burns me up are the ones that are offering. Um, okay, well, man, I better not say this because I don't want to call anybody out personally, because I've switched the blame over to the trolls who were the ones really
Right.
antagonizing everything. But it's
Mhm.
the ones that act authoritatively regarding some of these things when I know for a fact they don't know what they're talking about.
Oh,
They're
sure.
putting out some garbage. And
Uh-huh.
those are the ones that really get on my last nerve, especially, and I've been critical about them where, you're quick to take somebody else's information or their format. Like when I would do a front porch video for the longest time, I made sure that I paid respect. Like for example, if I'm doing something in my food forest, I tell everybody, hey, I got this from Mark Shepard. I got this from
Mhm.
Elaine Ingham. I got this from Jeff Lawton. So I try to give my sources. And on the flip side of that, sorry if there's a bunch of noise, these old boys are getting ahead of things tonight, boy. They're blowing. Man, it looks like a civil war out here, bro. There's like smoke going through this valley over here. And gunshots and everything else, man. These folks are losing their minds.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, that's the kind of Americana I'm talking about. But yeah,
Yep.
but to the point is, it's the fear mongering, and then it's like some of these channels have realized, oh, gee, I can get 1,000 more subscribers a day if I go out here and peddle this fear about something I don't even know anything about. You are an expert in what you know. I am an expert in what I know, and it may be a narrow band, but it's what I know.
Mhm.
But what
Right.
burns me up are these people that are out there that I know their backgrounds, I know their pedigree, and I know they have no idea what they're talking about, and they're giving people bad advice. Hey, first ever, Bobby, I got to bust in with this breaking
Do it.
news.
Do it.
First ever super chat, bro. $10. Thanks, Idaho Hoosier. I never
Woo.
got a super chat before. I think that's what this is. I see $10 and I see a yellow thing and it's saying, hey, y'all from beautiful conservative Idaho. Love y'all and perma pastors and Bobby. Just meeting y'all today. Doggone it. The thing just slipped off the screen.
I
But
can
hey,
still see it. Yeah, it says thank y'all for all y'all teach and share blessings from Julie.
thanks, Julie. Thanks so much. $10. Yeah, now I can buy one of Bobby's shirts.
There you go. Look, man, that's what it's all about, right? Everyone always wants to complain about monetization, but at the end of the day, the only way we're going to create a community where we don't have to work for the man is if we work for each other.
Brother, that's exactly why I was telling people. And I was saying, look, if you've got a business, and there's some people that took me up on it. And by the way, the ones that sent me that iron on shirt, I don't recall your name, Soma, I believe. Don't worry, I'm gonna get to you. It's just I lost your letter for a little while there, and I'll get back to it. I'll promote you just like I gave my word. But Bobby, you're right. That's why I'm telling people. That's why every chance I get, when I get a chance to talk about some of these other YouTube channels that are doing great work, some of the ones that inspire me, like my friends at Deep South, and a number of others, where they're working their way up, they're doing great things, but not everybody knows about them,
Mhm.
or selling really good stuff. And
Mhm.
I'm like, hey, let me know what it is. If you got a t-shirt for your farm, I will wear it. If you
Yes.
sell your version of whatever it is you make, there you go. That's what I'm
That's
talking
OE
about, bro.
Tactical. I will
That's what
wear
I'm
this
talking
shirt with pride everywhere I go, man.
Yeah, that's the only way we're going to get past this garbage is if
Mhm.
we start. What has Abercrombie ever done for me? But I
Right.
guarantee the people in this chat
Mhm.
are fantastic people. Even some of the trolls out there. Um, we
Bridge
raised a lot of
troll.
money thanks to you, so I'm
Bridge
not hating
trolls.
right now.
Look, man, like I always say, become ungovernable. At the same time, become untrollable. Screw them. What are they going to do? Take your birthday away and stick you in the corner? Smack your pee-pee around a little bit? Who cares what they do, man?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So what? I mean, my biggest complaint regarding some of those people has to do more, like I said, more with the fear mongering, talking about things I know they don't know about, because I know these people, some of them.
Mhm.
I've met them and I know them personally, and I know they don't know what they're talking about and they're giving bad information. Hey, thanks a lot, Idaho Hoosier. Thanks, everybody. Give that thumbs up. So I won't beat that dead horse to death
Yeah.
unless you want to keep talking about it, Bobby. Is there?
Well, Carrie made a comment I want to speak to. She says she suffered pretty harsh from depression for a few years. Last year, she got chickens and she planted a huge garden, and those things have stopped the depression. It makes me happy to garden. We're doing what God intended us to do. We're working the soil with our bare hands or gloves, whatever. But you get the point, right? We're out in the world doing things with our environment to sustain ourselves the way we were meant to do. And that is so cool to hear, Carrie. I'm very happy to see that has helped your mental state. Some of my happiest moments are when I'm in the garden pulling weeds, and I hate pulling weeds, but man, it's therapeutic. I'll put my phone in, put it in headphones. I'll throw on a Jordan Peterson podcast, or I'll listen to somebody like a Danny Wanda podcast or one of your videos. I'll just listen to it while I'm pulling weeds, and next thing I know, I've got 3 beds completely done, and I've had the best time of my life.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, kudos to you also, because that is just having your hands in the dirt and grounding yourself. There's a lot of studies out there that show that when you do that sort of thing, it centers you. You sleep better. Maybe we shouldn't be walking around. Doggone it. Woo, y'all keep it rolling. Hey, Bobby, man, I'm losing all this, man. I can't even believe all this super chat money. Carolyn, thank you so much for the 20 grand. I mean, $20.
Whoa!
Yeah, clean out the bank account, and then bam, T-Paul, you shouldn't have. Oh my goodness. Hey, y'all, here's what I'm gonna make a deal. Every super chat that comes in tonight, we're gonna add it to that 3,100 that's going to Veterans for Child Rescue. How about that?
Yep.
Yeah, I can't thank y'all enough. Some of y'all have been incredibly generous already, and for those that are just getting in there, we raised, for the money that I can account for, it is $3,100. And we've had a number of other people reach out to me privately, and it looks like many of them have given $500 a piece. So judging by, I think conservatively, we have over $5,000 raised for Veterans for Child Rescue, y'all. And it practically brings me to tears. So like I said, any super chat money that comes in tonight, going straight to Veterans for Child Rescue, y'all. I mean, if it's the scourge of humanity. And I always say in these videos, permaculture is my passion, but my bigger passion is ending the awful things that happen to these kids. So thank you so much for all your generosity. I truly mean it.
Hey, there's the Bug Out channel too. They just showed up. Awesome. What's going on, guy?
Bug Out channel. Yeah. Oh my goodness, Josh. Thank you for the dineros. Thank you. You've taught me. Thank you for what you taught me. Comfrey is growing great. Hey, by the way, anybody that's bought any comfrey out there, anything you purchase from us, thank you very much. But remember, do not plant that stuff in potting soil or even compost. The worse the soil, the better comfrey does, believe it or not. So you're not going to see the best results. So make sure you don't do that. But thank you so much.
Boom.
Oh my goodness, another 5. Boy, we're cleaning up for Vets for Child Rescue, y'all. Man, I didn't know we were doing a telethon, Bobby, but I'll take it.
Well, that's a topic that is near and dear to my heart. When I was doing contracting work, I did child recovery. We went after those guys too quite a bit, and yeah.
Bug Out channel.
Doing God's work.
Good night, y'all. I'm floored. Well, thank you so much. Please, y'all. I mean, some of you have given so generously already.
Bug Out channel just threw some in too. You see that?
Yeah, man. Thank you so much, y'all.
This is what we're talking about, right? We keep our treasure in the community. We don't, like you said, why are we spending money at Aeropostale or Old Navy? You watch their TV commercials. They don't care about you. They don't care about the lifestyle we want to live. They care about promoting bullshit that is going to make your children mentally ill. They're going to promote things that are going to give your kids a complex, which makes them think at 6 they can determine their sexuality. That isn't something that you should be supporting. Support good people within the community who aren't going to warp your kids' minds, who aren't going to groom your kids, who aren't going to teach them that up is down and down is up, who aren't going to teach them lies.
Yeah, boy, ain't that something. Josh, well, J-Dog, man, $5. Cindy, thank you so much. Hey, we're going to get them seeds to you, not tomorrow, but the day after, I guess, post office. Oh, man, another 50, y'all. I mean, good night, y'all. I really didn't expect all this, but, man, like I said, every dime that comes in tonight, every single penny, just like we said before, every penny will go to Vets for Child Rescue. Not the angle I had in mind for tonight, but I am not going to complain, and I thank you so much. Sandy, thank you for the 20. But Bobby, man, I'm just floored, man. I just can't.
There are good people still in the world, Billy. We just have to unite them.
That's exactly the point there. I heard a statistic a while back, and I don't know if it was you or for somebody else, but Gina, thank you very much. Like in a lot of these Muslim communities they have in, let's say, Minnesota, they will change that. Let's say it's $20, or let's say, okay, this $9.99 that Gina generously provided. That $9.99 in a typical Muslim community will change hands 20 times before it ever leaves that community. Why aren't we doing the same thing?
Right.
Bobby's over here selling T-shirts where I'm about ready to call him Comrade Bobby. So, I love the hat you got in there, brother. I thought it was awesome. Bobby's got these. He's got these awesome T-shirts that just had me cracking up when I saw them. But I will buy your T-shirt.
Yes,
you see me all the time, y'all. I'm wearing other YouTubers' T-shirts. I wear Deep South all the time. I mean, if they're a YouTube channel I have any respect for, I will wear your stuff. If you have a business where you sell widgets, I will wear your stuff. I will promote you. I will do everything I can, and that's exactly the community you're trying to build, right, Bobby?
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like I said before, we have a pretty extensive over on Life Done Free. We've been doing a series of videos specifically on community, how to build community, layers of community, what is to be expected at certain points in your community. We have to do it ourselves, man. When the people who came across the Atlantic didn't like what they were being forced to see their children subjugated to in England, and then right after that in Holland, what did they do? They got on giant, creaky, leaky wooden boats and set sail for the edge of the world, not knowing what the hell was going to happen. And then when they finally landed here, they worked together, they scraped their nails to the bone, and they created communities. Those communities ultimately evolved into the greatest country the world has ever seen. We can do it again, and we can do it knowing the mistakes that were made. We can actually learn and take the decentralized and the free market approach and actually allow good ideas to absolutely flourish. And we have the real right to crush the bad ideas. That is one thing people don't understand. We don't have to give these people equal airtime. We don't have to give these people our minds and our brains. We don't have to give them our time. We don't have to give them our money. We sure as hell don't need to give them our souls or our children. So stop.
Yeah,
build within.
Yeah, thank you so much, Badger Mama. You're right, Bobby. I mean, we're coming up on the 4th, and every time, I'm always thinking about what sort of address I want to do on the 4th of July, and I was trying to find something to be upbeat about, and then I got to thinking about the Black Robe Regiment. All the pastors that went out there, and they did what they risked their lives, their fortunes, their sacred honor. Think about the order they put that in: their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. They considered that honor. Back in those days, you would put the most important thing at the end of a sentence. Mm-hmm. The lives were the least important of the things that they found.
Right.
It was their freedom and their sacred honor that they found most important. And here we are approaching. Oh my goodness. Thanks, 10 millimeter. Kim, thanks also. Carrie. Wow. Like I said, y'all, every single dime will go to Veterans for Child Rescue tonight. I thank you so much. Yes, they risked their lives, their fortunes, their sacred honor. And here we are in the United States of Amnesia, coming up on this latest 4th of July. Mm-hmm. And with that said, where do you see this going? I mean, naturally, it's a time to reflect, and you're a man that understands history. So what does this mean for you? Thank you, Rick. I do appreciate it.
It is time for men to test their mettle, because what's coming is scary, and it's not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be fun. The prepper porn of Mad Max and the Book of Eli isn't what's going to happen. But we shouldn't look at that with a sense of fear. We should look at it with a sense of opportunity. The world is about to go into scrambled egg mode. But what that means is I get to make the omelet, right? So maybe we should start looking at this from the point of view of, instead of doing everything we can to hide or to prevent, we need to welcome what's happening. Every time that the children of Israel did something they weren't supposed to do, another judge or another prophet was sent. And there were some hard times. But after those hard times, the ship righted itself. We can't right the ship if we're in denial that the ship is going the wrong direction. So let's accept the fact we're going in the wrong direction as a country, as the world. And instead of being scared of what's coming, we embrace it. Yeah, it's going to suck. But you know what? I'm 43 years old. I've only got a decade left, maybe, in these old wrists and my back and my knees and everything from my days in the Army and as a security contractor. Damn it, let's let it kick off right now. Let me use my last few good years so that maybe my kids can actually grow up in a world without the mind zombies trying to bleed them dry.
Well, you know, and you use the thing about the children of Israel. Well, there is never in the history of humanity, and as something of a historian, I've examined this greatly. There has never been a society that has hit this level of depravity that has ever corrected itself without the crucible of really, really hard times. There has never been a time. Last time we can honestly cite was following the Roaring 20s. Well, what happened? You had the Great Depression. And then, thank you so much, Julia. And during that time, we were at a time in America where 90% lived rurally, 10% lived in the city. And now those numbers are swapped. You know, 90% live in the city, 10% live in the country, and less than 1% of that 10% is even close to self-sufficient. So you lived at a time during the Great Depression where a lot of people were still very much close to the land. That is no longer the case. So you can't have this level of depravity. I mean, in realistic, I'm not trying to speak fear porn or anything like that, but the realities of it is that, like you said, it has got to get calamitous.
It does.
It is going to be calamitous. You know, there's no two ways about it to have any hope of correction.
Yeah, and we have to understand that this isn't going to be a karma-driven thing either. Like, it's not going to be where only the bad people are going to suffer. We're all going to suffer. But damn it, I'd rather suffer with you. I'd rather suffer with, you know, good friends and family and a community of folks that we worked right now to build. I need to suffer and watch my children suffer and watch my wife suffer, but do it knowing that we're suffering with people that are going to make that suffering a little easier to bear.
Well, there's definitely going to be I'm not trying to get all the gloom and doom on it, but I'm seeing here we are on the precipice of another 4th of July. And, you know, it's impossible for me not to reflect and think, okay, what did that mean then? Because all I have are the written accounts of what happened. And knowing that, you know, the people that signed that Declaration of Independence were basically signing their own death warrants by and large. And the, 3% that fought alongside them, well, most of those guys didn't even actually fight, but, you know, the 3% that did actually fight the revolution. But it did go on to show that an irate and tireless minority can definitely win.
Sure.
You know, just like we found in subsequent wars. But, you know, I guess I'll lift this thing up a little bit. Hey, back to everybody here. Hey, y'all, if you're new, if you're just getting in here, hit that thumbs up, please. It helps. And I want to say also that we've raised so far, notwithstanding what we've just gotten now, but I can account for $3,100 is what we raised for Vets for Child Rescue. With the other people that have given, they didn't care to have a shirt or anything like that. They wanted to give. I'm guessing that number's got to be up close to 5,000 if those people gave, which I'm sure they have. And, you know, all the contributions from everybody tonight. Wow, it's going to take a minute to count all that up, but I cannot do enough.
Isn't that what William's for?
Yeah.
William, do your job.
He's up here setting up the podcast room. Oh, Suzanne, thank you so much. Another $20 rolled in. No, William's up there right now. Usually he's doing double duty right now, you know, going through and making sure nobody's acting up or whatever. But he's up there setting up the room right now for a podcast studio, which, yeah, we're going to start doing podcasting here before too long, because I'm sure it's just a matter of time, as you and I were talking before, and I've talked with Danny before about, is we better have some off ramps, and there better be other means of communication. Right now in the podcast world, I think I can pretty much say most of what I feel like saying. So I'm going to start, you know, I'll have the demonstration side of things on YouTube. I was talking about starting another YouTube channel, but I think instead we're going to do the podcast because honestly, it gives me also a creative outlet. So for anybody out there wondering, we're going to be having that too. Also, like I said, we got bone sauce. We got, we're going to have comfrey hopefully by the end of the week. Check out the website. We got that comfrey salve. Everybody seems to love that stuff. I know the labeling is a little bit janky right now on that stuff, but it's going to get better. We got labels on the way, and we just got something on there, but the contents are top notch. Yeah, Deep South said, Billy, tell them how to PayPal you. Danny, I don't even know. Wait, let me get this right. Permapasturesfarm@gmail.com for PayPal, I believe. William, if you're listening, or Michelle, one of y'all, straighten me out, but I'm pretty sure that's how you get to PayPal. But y'all, I'm the world's biggest Luddite. I mean, if it wasn't William setting up this computer, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. I mean, half the time when I'm texting somebody, Bobby's having to walk me through half this text here, y'all. I mean, look, y'all, I'll be honestly, I'm smart about some things, but I'm a walking idiot when it comes to a lot of this stuff. Michelle does a lot of it for me.
Yeah, my wife does most of my technical stuff, and then the guy you met him at the Self-Reliance Festival, Data. He helps me a lot too, because I look at these things, I'm like, it doesn't have a trigger. I don't know what the hell to do with this. There's no cocking lever. There's no bolt to work. What do I do with this keyboard?
Hey, we probably ought to get to some of these comments, Bobby. We taught our children the right way, and now teaching the grandkids. Family involvement is key. And I'll throw out a couple of them here. Anyone know if bone sauce helps deter horses from trees? Hey, Brian, I really don't know about that. I never tried it on. There's a lot of this stuff I never used. Wow, almost 500 raised tonight on. Wow, man, I'm just blown away. A lot of this stuff on comfrey. What do you use the salve for? Pretty much everything. Aches, pains. William nearly cut his finger off out there carving it. He put his finger back together using comfrey salve and super glue. Probably shouldn't say all that, but
fake medical advice.
Yeah. Usually I got somebody over here reading all this stuff for me, and my eyes are all, I got this light shining in my face. Bobby, you able to see any of these comments?
Oh, let me scroll back up. I'm trying to keep up with them, but they go so quickly. Let's see.
Get back to work, William. Yeah, he's over there.
I feel for the youth the most. They never get a chance, Jaw Dog said. Yeah, that's true. But if we're going to say that's true, we have to place blame where it's appropriate. And the fact is, it's shitty parenting. Parents are every bit as much to blame for what's going on with these kids today. If your kid's gone completely crazy and amok, you need to look in the mirror.
Well, that was funny because out there, I was telling Michelle, I was cracking up. I walked back to the stand. I don't normally, you'll never catch me drinking a Coke. And like, Danny said, Billy, 10% will make it. Amen to that. You read William Forstchen's 1 Second After and a bunch of the other Patriot series. It's about 10% that actually make it. And these books were written with the benefit of having a insurance actuary in there. So folks, be part of that 10%. If you're in this, if you're on here right now, you got a real good chance, y'all, because it tells me that you're at least hanging out with some of the people. Look, there's a lot of us like Deep South. They've been at this a long, long time. Bobby's been at it long, long time. I've been at this a long, long time too. Like Danny had said in one of his front porch times, there's a lot of people getting into this homestead thing because it's a fad now. It really has become a fad. And, Bobby, I've often wondered that if all of a sudden, let's just say things were to square away tomorrow, how many people would stay within this lifestyle? I know you would because you were doing it long before.
Yeah, but there's plenty of fair weather fans. Dude, the minute Lord Trump got elected, the prepping movement damn near died.
Right.
It was ridiculous. They got their great white hope, and all of a sudden they didn't think they needed to prep anymore because, the world's saved, the politician's in place, and yay, the king is here. And I was like, you people are retarded. Like, seriously, you should never base your family's preparedness level on something as stupid as a popularity contest, which is all an election is. It's a popularity contest. Which face got more people to check a box? It's ridiculous that you would bet the house on that.
Well, like going right back to what you said here, Kip Russell says, yeah, I drive a school bus, and it's the absent parents that cause the youth problems today. You know what? As a parent, people say, hey, how'd you do so well for William? Well, at the end of the day, it comes down to the Lord always. But at the end of the day, and Bobby, I'm sure you'll look at it the same way. I feel myself responsible for everything my family does
Yep.
and fails to do.
Yeah, and part of the big problem with our culture right now is we have lost the value of shame. We have lost the
Yeah.
value of when your kid acts a fool, it should be embarrassing. Like you shouldn't just sit there and hem haw around and make a deal and let's negotiate. Dude, if your kid throws a fit, you should be embarrassed. You might
Dude,
be a great parent. It might be a bad day, but it shouldn't matter. But in this
that's
country,
where
we've lost the ability to feel shame for what happens. And because we don't feel shame, because we've been told everything's perfectly okay, everything's permissible, all of a sudden we have nothing to correct our own actions with anymore. That prick of conscience doesn't exist.
Thanks, other world. Thank you so much for the money there. Kind of scrolled right off, but I thank you very much for the donation. Like I said, y'all, every dime's going to Vets for Child Rescue tonight, so I can't thank you enough, y'all. Every single penny, along with the 3,100 that I know we raised, probably closer to 5,000, all to stop child sex trafficking. You know, I was going to tell you, Bobby, at the rodeo the other night, there was or last night rather, I was busting out laughing. There was this mom, and she was a young mom, but this boy was a high school age kid. He was a pretty big boy, and they're sitting there walking along. She just got him some nachos or whatever it was from the concession stand, and the boy's walking along. I don't know what he said or did. That mom turns back around. She said, "Straighten up," and smack this boy right on his butt. He dropped the nachos, of course. I mean, start busting.
Oh,
Sorry, mama. Sorry,
right?
mama. She said, "Boy, you better not embarrass me again." But it goes right. It's funny because you just mentioned it. She goes on. She says, "Boy, you better not embarrass." I don't know what he did, but mom straightened him out right there. You know,
Yeah.
now it's like you said, I feel responsible
Yes.
for everything my kid does and fails to do. You know, there was a time, even when I was a kid and we were, running around acting nuts, and it was known, and I guarantee there was a lot of other people out there too, that even if a neighbor caught you out messing around and doing what you wasn't supposed to, if they straightened you out, first of all, the whole notion of, hey, I'm gonna go tell dad, I'm gonna go tell your dad or your
Right.
mom or whatever the case was,
I
boy,
was terrified of my neighbors when they would say those things, man. And yeah, there was a network back then. It was like the Illuminati for parents. You do something 4 blocks away, and by the time you get home, 7 parents have called and told. And you're like, oh God, where were the CCV cameras at? What's happening? Yeah, man, there was a network. People cared about public decency. They cared about how you acted in public.
well, you know what? There was a reason, back in the cowboy days. I know it wasn't all howdy partner and all that stuff, but
Mhm.
there was a lot of polite people, and
Right.
you know, and sadly, the only thing that fixes a lot of this stuff, going right back to what we said a moment ago, truthfully, is the crucible of really hard times. I
Yeah.
mean, when you hit this level of depravity, where I'm having to have a conversation, well, I'll put it this way: where we hit a level of depravity where somebody gets on to me because I didn't get their right pronoun.
Right.
Well, you know what? I'm going to start throwing it back at them. Instead of a pronoun, Bobby, hey, let's just start our own movement. I want to be called an adverb, or I want to be a verb. So
I want to be any word that ends in ly.
yeah, 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 dude, that would screw them up. Instead of a look, hey, you got the whole part of speech wrong, bro. I want to be an adverb. I want to be a verb. You know what? I feel like a gerund today. How about Bobby the paragraph? What do you feel like, Bobby?
I don't know, but I think a preposition feels about right.
Yeah, I want to be a preposition. If they even know what that is anymore, you know what? I want to be a
What, a
model of
proposition? No, I said preposition.
yeah, so why not? Let's just all be adverbs for about a month. I mean, for crying out loud. This is crazy.
Well, when your society gets so damn soft that they have to invent bad guys to go after, right? We haven't actually felt the sting of an attack on American soil since World War II. And that was on an island a million miles over there, right? The last time we were truly hit was 1812. We've just been very fortunate in this country that the wars have always magically been over there or over there and not really here. So for years and decades and almost, a century and a half now, even through the rough times, the fact is we've been very, very sheltered from what the rest of the world is like, because Europe's not that way. Africa's not that way. South America certainly is not that way. And Southeast Asia is not that way. Right?
Right.
It's pretty much us, Canada, England, and Australia that don't get messed with. Everybody else is under the constant threat of something. And so we're so soft that we have to invent a bad guy to fight. And so we come up with all these ists and all these isms and all these whatevers. And it's like, dude, you literally have the wealth of the world right here. All of the knowledge that you could ever need is right here for free. And you're screaming like you've never had it so bad. Like, take your microaggression and shove it up your ass, because quite frankly, I don't want to hear it.
Hey, well, speaking of speaking of kindness, thank you very much, Christy, for the $20. She says, thank you, Billy and Bobby, for your insight and tips with homesteading. Bless you for raising money to fight for our children, man. Thank you so much, Christy. I do appreciate it, and everybody else that has given so generously. If you're just getting in here, y'all, hit that thumbs up. And I also want to announce that we have raised, selling these shirts, and all you wonderful people that have donated so far, $3,100 that I can account for, and likely well over $5,000. And for a 3-day fundraiser, I mean, I think that's pretty impressive. So
Foo Bear just asked what we're raising money for.
Oh, Vets for Child Rescues, stop all child sex trafficking. 100% of everything that was brought in, 100%. We don't keep nothing. And we had 2 generous benefactors matched dollar for dollar. And like I said, 3,100 is what I can account for. But based on all the other people that have reached out, it looks like that number's well over $5,000 right now. I mean, and all the contributions tonight, y'all, every single dime of it, 100% is going to Vets for Child Rescue. And I am just, man, I'm so elated. I can't thank you all enough. Man, I'm sorry. I missed so many questions in here, y'all. Yeah, Homesteading Pastor says parents need to start parenting their children instead of being their friends. Boy, if that ain't the truth. Man, if that ain't the truth. It was like that mama that smacked that boy, that high school. I mean, if I had to guess, I'm guessing he was about a junior in high school. She smacked that boy so hard on his butt. I don't know what he did to step out of order, but she knocked the nachos right out of his hands. So, yeah, with all the dumb stuff going on and all the Bobby, from now on, I think for the rest of this month, I think we ought to pick a month and tell everybody we want to be adverbs. Then the next month, I want to be a verb. I think it's kind of sexist and racist. Just even though it has nothing to do with
You're
either.
Verbist. I'm gonna make up new shit, because why not? Everybody else is doing it. You're a verbist.
Yeah. My buddy Jason, man, pretended to be a trans-testicle polar bear for 45 minutes to 2 hours and demanded his own restroom. And he said it all straight face. I remember this dude. He was from Arkansas. I was working on the road with him. This dude, he was the slowest talker you ever seen in your life, but he had the quickest wit. And he says, "Hey, y'all, I'm a trans-testicle polar bear. Rawr." He even had his little claw. He would go around, and then he wouldn't laugh. He was being dead serious. He says, "Look, I'm going to need my own bathroom facilities." And they're like, "No, really, Jason, come on, man." And they're like, no, I'm serious. "Oh, y'all think it's all fun and games? It's all fun and games till somebody gets mauled." And then he said, no, it was a joke. I mean, I knew him well enough to know that this guy was just playing a joke. But everybody else, they were like, okay, as crazy as things are, man, I don't even know what I can believe these days. So, man, it is getting crazy. Boy, we went off the deep end with this, Bobby. I'm sorry.
I'm a little testy tonight. My bad.
No, it's all my fault. Hey, but instead of he, him, there, they, which I don't even get anyway, I want to be a verb.
I'm going to be referred to by my favorite flavor of pie for that particular week.
Why not?
Chocolate mousse today, cherry tomorrow, whatever, man.
Yeah, but you know what?
Just don't call me apple pie, because that's imperialism, and that's just because you killed the natives.
Bro, that's exactly what. I don't mean to keep going on about some small town rodeo, but that's what was beautiful about it. They got up there, they prayed beforehand, gave a shout out to Jesus. How cool is that? They get out there, it was like everybody there was armed at the rodeo. I didn't see one soy boy out there. I didn't see anybody that, the girls were being little girls. The boys were being little boys. The boys were chasing the little girls. And then the junior high kids, you could see that it was cool to see old fashioned Americana. And not one kid was playing on the telephone. I was floored. I mean, so I'm like, okay, here we are. Now this rodeo's going, what is it? Last night, tonight, and tomorrow. I got half of mine, even though I don't care to leave much. I mean, I got half of mine to go out there tomorrow to just get more of it, man. What are you going to be doing for the 4th, by the way?
Oh, my friends and family come over to the house, and we just, have a few drinks and get stupid in the front yard. I'm not, like I said, this year I'm not going to be able to spend nearly what I'm used to spending, but that's perfectly okay. We didn't spend nearly as much last year or the year before either, quite honestly. But we get enough for the kids. All the kids, all of our friends have kids, and they all get together out in the street, and they do their best to lose a finger, or a toe, or an eye, and do things the way they're supposed to, and build immunities. Then the adults do the big stuff, and we'll let the kids come in and help shoot off some mortars. Then at that point, I live far enough out where I'm on a dead end cul-de-sac. There's no houses on the other side of the street. So we go down to the cul-de-sac, and we watch the lake. 2 different lakes are close to us. We can see their fireworks show. And then by that point, we migrate back to the front yard and probably pull a shotgun out and dump a few 7.5 bird loads into the air and celebrate like it's an Iraqi wedding. I don't know. Something fun. Hey, Hacks for the Homesteader showed up. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, what's up? Darren, yeah. Hacks for the Homesteader. Yeah, check those out. Hey, Bobby, what were those channels again you gave a shout out to in the very beginning?
Yeah, the channels that are sponsoring the fall festival with the Midwest Preparedness Project are Life Done Free, the Bug Out channel, Hacks for the Homestead, Grumpy Acres, and then my new channel, Spagz Unfiltered. And yeah, Bug Out channel, we promoted the t-shirts and the YouTube channel. I'm getting subs. I'm watching on my phone as people are subscribing, and now I'm like, crap, now I've got to make a video, because I don't have anything on there yet. But
better get some content.
Yeah, I'm gonna, like I said, it's gonna be some fun stuff. And it's gonna be kind of all over. It's not just gonna be about prepping or homesteading. It's gonna be a little of all of it. Then I'm gonna throw some opinion-based stuff in there because people seem to like it when I just say stupid things about my own opinion. Like, for example, I'll give a spoiler. One of the videos I'm going to do is about the 3 jobs that make you a basic bitch. And it's if you work for the IRS, if you work for the ATF, or if you're that loser driving the smart car around giving people parking tickets because the parking meters expired. If you're one of those 3 people, I owe you no quarter in any storm. You are my enemy. Get the hell out. So it's going to be some fun stuff like that too, just to get the heckles of some folks up, because I know someone's going to get hashtagged out of that or something. I don't know. I really don't care.
Oh, I'm sure, man. That's one cool thing I'm looking forward to in the podcast space. I'm already busy, but it's also, I hate muzzling myself, and it seems that at least in the podcast world, as of right now, I can probably get away with anything I want. So all the things that I muzzle and I don't say on YouTube, I can probably get away with, and I don't know if I can or not, but I'm sure enough going to try. I guarantee it. So I will. What's Mama Bear saying? I love your channels. I was like, it's going to be my top 5 to watch.
Well, yeah. Thanks for the early support. I'll get stuff out as quickly as I can. I also see Julia asked where the Midwest Festival is. It's going to be near Topeka, Kansas. It's Perry Lake, which is about 25-30 minutes northeast of Topeka. We generally pull folks from all over Kansas. A lot of them we've known from the shows Billy and I used to do together, and a bunch of us used to do together. We're going to pull people from Missouri, from Nebraska, sometimes from Oklahoma, sometimes from even further. It's going to be September 28th to October 2nd. It's a 5-day event.
Now, and is that going to be, that's a camping event, right? Is it going to be...
You can camp. Oh yeah. Most of the people there will camp, but we've actually it used to be called a camp out. We've changed it to festival because we didn't want there to be a block in people's mind that they had to. You're more than welcome to come out and hang out, for 4 or 5 hours on Thursday, then 2 or 3 hours on Friday, and then a few more hours on Saturday. We don't care what you do as long as you show up and have a good time. Big potluck Saturday night. Everybody brings something, and we just throw it all out there, and everybody goes. And like I said, we're going to have tickets. We're going to be selling. We have on top of the 5 YouTube channels that I mentioned, we also have about 7 other corporate sponsors. And by corporate, I mean actual businesses. I don't mean like Goldman and Sachs and that shit. I'm talking about like real local businesses that, have incorporated and stuff like that. So we're going to have plenty of those. They've all donated different things, and we're going to give those away with the tickets you can purchase. And we're going to have some games, events for kids, all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Well, I'll definitely see if I can donate something to that too. I mean, maybe even show up. I mean, provided we still, I'm a farmer, which means I'm going to need a planet. So if we still have one and we have some semblance of order, which who knows by then what it's going to be. But I'm not, I think it's important to cover that too, Bobby. I mean, like you and everybody else out there, I'm aware of what's going on. I do have a little bit of peace of mind knowing that I have out of Johnny come lately to this. Now, I'm not dogging any of the people that have just said, hey, man, I just came out of the matrix, man. I'm just waking up. I'm not dogging any of you people. There is time to try to do the best you can to get off and running. So, but at the same time, man, if there are these festivals, I go to them, even if they, I got to be honest with you, Bobby, I'm making myself go to some of these ones because frankly, I don't like leaving the house.
I know, man. I love my property. My wife and I chuckle about this all the time. We'll be on the front porch together, having a whiskey together, and just kind of chuckling about the fact that we're building our own existence here, and we've become the old people that never want to leave. Our friend, some of our friends who aren't necessarily in the same kinds of things that we're into will invite us to come over for a pool party, and of course we would love to go over for a pool party. Who doesn't want to go swimming? But then we're sitting thinking to ourselves, man, but do I want to leave here? I love here. I will sit out on the back step of my home and I'll look out at my animal pens and my garden and the fence line with all the blackberries growing on it. And I think to myself, my wife and I have built this. We did this with our hands, man. Every bit of this was absolutely cobbled together. And at the very beginning, when I didn't have a lot of money, I was still, a government contractor out there at the Air Force Base. I was making, just enough. And so we were very frugal. So I was on Craigslist looking for, hey, come pick up my old deck wood for free. And I would drive, across town to pick up free wood. And I was using pallets to build things. And, people would give me things, my friends, hey, I got an extra roll of chicken wire. And yeah, I'd use it and I'd use the hell out of it. Right. But now I'm getting to the point where I can start properly building things and getting things set up. And said this year is going to be another year where I'm going to try to, my goal is every year to remove 3 or 4 things from Walmart or from Kroger or from Hy-Vee that I would have to buy there. So like I don't buy any meat from the supermarket with the exception of hot dogs. And if I'm going to go get crap meat, I might as well get hot dogs, right? Because there's nothing more crap than that. So, but I enjoy good flavored crap once in a while. So if I'm going to throw some hot dogs on the grill, but that's about the only meat I buy now. My garden produces about 1/3 of my vegetable intake. My fruit trees fruited this year for the first time.
Awesome.
So this year we're going to focus on doing spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce, and salsas from the garden. And then that's more things I don't have to buy. And eventually the point is to become as self-sufficient as possible, where the only things I have to buy from a place like that is something I want to. Once in a while, I just want to go get, a crap frozen pizza because I'm strapped for time and I need a $3 frozen pizza. I can go get one. But I no longer need the crap $3 pizza, right? I can feed my family and myself from what we're doing here. And then all my other friends who have homesteads around here, we trade, we barter. They might have this and I have this, and we'll just trade back and forth, building that community like we're talking about. So yeah, I don't want to leave home either. I feel you, man. But I am glad when I occasionally do. Like I said, going out to John Willis's place was absolutely a fantastic weekend, and hanging out with you again was badass too.
Yeah, that is cool. But, I go back to, I blame my desire. I used to love to travel and see new things, and I still do to a certain extent, but I make myself do it because of Mark Twain, who, and I'll loosely quote it, where he says, you can't get a charitable view of the world around you unless you've traveled. And he says, he wrote extensively on the need to travel and why Americans at that time had such a narrowness in their worldview, because by and large at that time, you like you said, you can't get a charitable view of the world around you until you go travel and see some things. So I make myself do that. And plus, honestly, there is a fulfillment and a joy of just being with you again. Here we are at that one Mexican joint.
Yeah, that was so much fun with Latino Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Wani Bravo. That guy was awesome, man.
Yeah, this dude had a Buster Poindexter pompadour and had his shirt like what was it down to his belly button practically.
Oh, I know, but he was like all swole. You could
Yeah,
like,
he was all
whoa,
walking around with a magic.
you know, just like the old cartoon, man. He was Wani Bravo. That was so much fun.
Yeah, but it was cool just cutting up, hanging out with if no other reason, the fellowship that you get at going to things like that, and that's why like the last one I went to a week ago, I ran into spent a lot of time talking to Joel Salatin and homesteading pastor, and you see these folks and you always feel like, I mean, whether it's visiting down south or whatever the case may be, it's always bittersweet because we have so little interaction with each other and they feel the same way too. I know they do, because you have so little interaction with one another that when you get into places like that where there's not even an introduction required in most cases, where you automatically have so much in common with the people that are at that place, and you feel such joy and comfort being around them that you just hate to leave, but you got to,
Yeah.
and you just wish that all of you lived in such, if I had Elon Musk's money, I'd buy this whole mountain and I'd populate it with the people I want to spend time with,
Excuse me.
I guess that's the benefit of going to a gathering like that. And plus, every time I go to these things, I got to push myself out the door. Even though I'm the one teaching the pig butchery class, I'm like, I kind of got to be there for this.
Yes.
But every single time I do it, I'm like reluctant to go. But when I get there and I meet all the other folks there, it's always a joy, man. It really is.
Yeah, Grumpy Acres just said, Spag, I'm putting peas in the freeze dryer for some beautiful someone. Yeah, they're going to freeze dry some peas for my youngest daughter. She loves her vegetables, and they do these really cool things at the freeze dryer. And they were asking if they get some labor from her. Hell yeah, dude. Hell, we'll bring her over. She can pick.
Yeah, homesteading pastor said it right there. Sometimes we don't know how good we got it until we get out in the world and actually see how bad things really are. Man, amen to that. Because, and it's a double-edged sword, like going to that rodeo last night. It was the best decision social, because anytime I go out, it's typically to Asheville, where I go out, once a week or so to go get, with the partners I work with, I get the food scraps to get to feed the pigs and whatnot. And every time I go there, I know I'm going to run into some fruitcake. Every single time, I know that I'm going to have. It's going to be such an awful experience. But man, I went out there and I see every single. I'm not the only one carrying. Every old boy out there has a weapon on him, and I never felt more at home. And I was like, man, this is my crowd. This is what I'm talking about. But I'd never know it if I didn't get out the front door and do it.
Yep.
So
for sure, you got to force yourself out of your comfort zones. I mean, that's part of what we do anyway, right? So,
well, we try, and we do the best we can. But Bobby, I guess, hey, is there anything else you want to? I know we didn't quite get into a lot of what we were going to talk about, but man, I did
next time, man. That's the beauty of it.
Well, I mean, honestly, I really didn't expect all these wonderful folks to break bread like this and give so much to the Beds for Child Rescue, y'all. I am floored. I'm humbled. I'm honored. And I am thankful. I'm thankful so much. So blessings and to all you folks that gave tonight. Like I said, I never even got a super chat. And then here it is. I guess we got another $500 going to the cause. So y'all, I mean, I can't thank you enough for that. When I was in the Army, Billy, everyone thought South Alabama was just filled with KKK racists. They surprised me. That's why the media divides us. You know what? I've been all over this country and I've worked all over it too. And I'm going to tell you something. And I don't know what other folks are going to say about this, but it's my experience. I don't know that I've ever experienced any blatant racism in the Deep South ever. Never seen it, but I've seen it in Boston.
Oh
my.
Oh,
I don't even know what to call you, but
random letters.
Yeah, but hey, whoever you are, thanks for the $100. My goodness. Okay, I was about to cut this short, but y'all, we're raising some serious money tonight for Vets for Child. Like, I was checking 3,100, but now.
Can I say those hashtags that I used to say all the time?
Lay it on me, brother.
Hashtag save our children. Hashtag kill pedophiles.
Hey, I love that. I love that right there, man. Oh
We
my
must
goodness.
destroy the worshipers of Moloch, the false god that has this country in its grasp.
Yeah, amen to that. Well, I'm hoping to see.
Thanks, Bug
Well,
Out Channel.
yeah, you guys are so great. Look, I know we're gonna have to. It's 10 o'clock where I'm at, Bobby, and I know.
You probably need to get some rest, bro. You're probably tired.
Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of sleep last night. That's what I get going to a rodeo and drinking. I don't ever drink Coke ever. I don't ever drink any kind of soft drinks or anything like that. I don't know whatever possessed me, man. I got out there and they got deep fried Oreos. I'm like, okay, all right, I guess we'll give that a shot. I'm up here.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. One of the best decisions I ever made was not mixing my whiskey with Coke. When I dropped the Coke and went to cranberry juice, dear Lord, my life changed. I wasn't bloated anymore. I lost like 30 pounds.
Well, Bobby, I don't know if in the course of my life I've ever heard anybody ever say, you know what? My life was on the outs. Things were upside down. Things couldn't get any worse, but then I took up drinking and it all worked out for me.
I love my whiskey still to this day, man. A good whiskey at the end of the day is an awesome thing, but man, not mixing it with soda was a good choice.
Okay, I've never heard that one before, but I'll take your word for it, brother. But
whiskey with cranberry, healthier than whiskey with Coke.
No,
7 out of 10 guys approve.
Well, two things screwed me up last night, dude. I was having some, ghastly dreams because I try not to ever, if I can help it, I try not to eat after 6 o'clock. And if I just follow this one rule, if I don't eat until noon and then I don't eat until, don't eat. If I eat within an 8-hour window, I'm usually cool. I'll lose weight. I can pretty much eat whatever I want and everything's cool. But man, I went to this rodeo acting a fool, dude. I drank like 2 Cokes. I don't know what got into me, man. I mean, I'm out here. I'm like, I just got stupid. Ended up eating deep fried rodeos, had these ghastly dreams all night. But it's all good, brother. It's always a joy, man. I'm telling you what, the icing on the cake are all you wonderful people that have chipped in tonight for Vets for Child Rescue. Had no idea we were doing a telethon tonight. Who knew, Bobby?
I know, right? Maybe we should do a telethon, get all the big names in here and raise money for good causes and actually promote community. Let's do it.
It doesn't even have to be this particular thing. I know everybody has a lot of other projects out there. Ben and Denise at Renewed Homestead, they have one that's it's a charity that's near and dear to them. There's a lot of other people, but at the end of the day, it's like you said, man, if it really comes down to us. Just like I said before, the Muslim communities, that money switches hands 20 times before that dollar leaves that community. So why aren't we doing it?
Right.
You know what? If you got something I need, I will give you my money, even if I got to spend more money to get it. That's pretty much how I feel about it.
Sandy Phillips says whiskey with cranberry. Hold on. She said whiskey with cranberry juice for medicinal purposes only. That's right. I did it just to lose weight. Whiskey helps you lose weight. You heard it right here.
All right.
Hey,
I'll leave it to y'all, man. Dude, if I feel this weird just drinking Coke, I can't imagine what drinking anything else would be like. So, yeah, I think Anyway, Bobby, well, I guess we better go ahead and put the brakes on it. Hey, y'all, remember, if you need anything in the description box, Bobby's got his T-shirts. And to me, they crack me up because if you know Bobby's sense of humor, I looked at him. I'm sitting there thinking, what is this, Comrade Bobby? This is hilarious.
Yeah. It's so funny. That picture is, I always wear my beanies in the winter up because I like the back of my head and ears to get cold. I actually enjoy conditioning myself to not have to be so bundled up because I hate being bundled up in the winter. So that's why that picture looks that way. But yeah, everyone told me I looked like I was Russian. And I'm like, well, I guess I was going somewhere fast maybe. But
yeah,
anyway, hacks for the homesteader. What's that?
With a beard and everything, I was like, what's it? I looked at that and I looked at Michelle. I said, what is this, Comrade Bobby? And then I was busting up. I thought, man, these shirts are great. I love them. I told her to get me every last one of them.
Yep, just go to Amazon and look up Spagz Unfiltered. Like I said, the one shirt that's just got white letters all over it, that's not mine. It's a cheap Chinese knockoff. It's 1 cent cheaper. Spend 1 extra penny and support the real stuff, And like I said, please subscribe to my channel. I promise I'm going to give you some fun stuff. You might not agree with it all, but man, you're going to laugh disagreeing all the way to the bank.
So the ones that got in here late, Bobby, tell them how to get a hold of you again and what your new platform is.
It's called Spagz Unfiltered. I'm on MeWe because I refuse to be on Facebook. MeWe is a free speech social media platform, and it's a place where you should be. You should not be putting money into the hands of Mark Zuckerberg and those people. They want you dead. Stop giving them your time and money. I'm also going to be on YouTube and Rumble. And yeah, that's really about it. I have a website coming out, spagsunfiltered.com. It's not prepared. Like I said, we just decided, my buddies, from the Bug Out channel and Midwest Preparedness were like, man, you have to get this done. And I'm like, damn it. And then Billy's like, you have to get this done. And I'm like, damn it. So yeah, everything is brand new. I just bought the website like a week ago, and we just started the YouTube channel. I just converted my YouTube channel to being Spagz Unfiltered. And so, yeah, and I'm going to have links to everybody else too. So all the other great channels I've told you about, like Bug Out Channel, Life Done Free, Hacks for the Homestead, Grumpy Acres. Apparently we have a YouTube for the Midwest Preparedness Project, because I've been seeing them. I'm going to guess that's Data commenting because he runs that. So yeah, all of us are going to be linking everybody else because we, like you said, and the dollar bill changes 20 hands. So let's do that on these platforms. Let's promote all of us. Let's all be part of that community. We can absolutely control the dialogue.
That's what we got to get to, and it's going to take some. It's going to take some doing, and it's going to be some growing pains and the whole 9 yards. But hey, y'all, thanks so much for tuning in tonight. I can't thank you enough. Thank you, Bobby. Like I said, if you need anything at the website, y'all, bone sauce or anything like that, we got it. A profound thank you to everybody that was here tonight, but especially the ones that have donated, dug deep, and got these T-shirts, these Troll Roll Call T-shirts. Y'all, the money, like I said, $3,100 I could account for, plus what we got tonight. And then in addition to that, I honestly believe we're well over $5,000. And not bad for a 3-day campaign, y'all. So, or actually 2.5-day campaign. So it was something very impromptu, and it got done. And I am overjoyed, and I'm happy. And we'll get that money sent out. Like I said, every dime you've given tonight, y'all, is going exactly. Yeah, sorry about that. I was looking at some of these last comments here. But hey, thank you so much, y'all. Blessings, love to all of you, and thank you very much for coming in, Bobby. I look forward to whatever content you're going to put out there.
It's gonna be awesome.
I can't wait to wear the shirts. So hey, thanks a lot, y'all. We'll see you next time.
All right, thanks everybody for coming out. Appreciate it.